Find and acknowledge your limitation. First, you gotta find your limitation, and then after, you gotta acknowledge it. And the hardest part is not finding it, it's the acknowledging. We have a lot of things that we're capable of, a lot of things that we're able to do. And I can see that in many people, especially in this timeline where people of all age come together and commit to something as a whole and put in the work and energy to breed out victory or success. And that is something amazing, especially when there are many people who come from different group of ages, different races, different gender, different exceptions and all that sort, and they manage to complete something as a whole. That is amazing. That is something to be very proud of. However, if you were to take those people, right, individually and make them do something from their own, that is very hard. Because we don't know who we are exactly. And that is the truth. We never know who we are. Not even ourselves sometimes. Because things change. And as time progresses on, we change further on. And so you might be a different person yesterday. And you will be a different person today. And you will also be a different person tomorrow. And what makes these changes is what drives us towards those change, right? Some people can say, oh, the experiences shape who I am. Some people say, oh, my failures shape who I am. But I want to make note of something that not a lot of people out there are willing to say limitations is what shape who I am. Because limitations means that you cannot, it's a boundary. It's that you set your own circle of friends. That is your limitation. You cannot reach for other type of friends. You cannot reach for other type of people to bring into your circle. And so my limitations are, those person has to be this, has to fall into these categories in order for them to be inside my circle. And the limitation, sometimes people will be like, oh, limitation means that I can't do that because I'm not financially equipped, or I'm not intelligently equipped. And so those are our limitations. Our limitation comes in useful. It comes into play when we are met with a situation where it requires us to be something that we do not. And that's very dangerous as well, because a lot of people out here, they tend to become something they're not, or someone they're not. They can be a different person an hour ago, and they just wear a mask to fit in, to socialize, or to interact with other people. And that person that they're interacting with is not them. It's somebody else. It's another persona, another ego, another character that they develop in order for them to go through or go in with other people. And this can be developed over time, and it can cause a lot of traumatic experiences or mental issues like personality disorder, or not forgetting who you are after so many countless interactions and all that sort. And so your limitations comes into play, and it's very important to know that what are your limitations? What are the things that you can't do? People will be like, you know what? It's not about what you can do. It's about what you. It's not about what you can do. It's about what you can't do. What you can't do says a lot about you. For me, I can't go out there and play soccer. And so I'm a basketball type person. I can't play soccer because I'm not that fast. I have asthma, and I'm not really passionate about soccer as well. But I love sport. And so my limitations are, whenever there is a soccer match, I cannot join. I cannot attend. I cannot be present there. That is my limitation. My limitation, and so your limitation, you can see that I can't chew that. And so when you know your limitations, it allows you to look at other things and say, you know what, I may be good at that. So let's try that. I can't do soccer, I can play basketball. It's still a sport. And so you have to pick out your own category and find out what you can do and what you can do. And once you figure out all that sorts, you acknowledge it. And when people come to say, oh, you know what, you can't play soccer. Yeah, that's right. I can't play soccer, but I can play basketball very well. Would you like to try match with me? And so that's how it works. I'm not good at math, but I'm good at physics. Isn't that weird? Because physics require math, but I'm not good at math physically and mentally. Right? I'm not built for that, but I'm good at something else. A lot of people tend to use their strength to compare with one another. And so I'm telling you to use your strength. Find your strength. And rebuild your weaknesses. Find your strength. Sharpen it. Like you sharpen your knife. Do the same. Practice your skills. Right? Practice your skills and use that skill every day. Everything that you know, they're like your swords, your weapons, your gun, your shield. They're there for you to make use of. And so use them to your advantage. Right? And I like to know about another thing is you are defined by who you are, not who you are supposed to be. I said again, you are defined by who you are, not who you are supposed to be. A lot of people are shaped by their responsibilities, right? They have to do that. It's their responsibility. That is who you are supposed to be. Who you are, however, is deep down. And a person is measured by that. When they're dead, they're not measured by who they are supposed to be. They're measured by who they are. When a person dies, you can hear that, oh, person, he's smart, he's nice, he's charming, he's all that. You see, all of that is not who they're supposed to be. It's who they are. You will hear all these beautiful things, and not because what he did was, it's not about what he did as a character that he developed. It's about what he is. The person behind the character. It's like you playing a game. When you play a game, you pick a character, right? So it's not about that character. It's about you. The person controlling the character. The person giving the character command. The person allowing the character to show off instead of you. You can't be in the game, so you have to create another persona in order to be in the game. But the real question at the end of the day is not who that character is. It's about you controlling that character. And that is something to be acknowledged of. Because your limitations are important. Limitations can only be in your mind. That is true. But your limitation is there to tell you that you can't reach that, not because you cannot do that, but because of your external factor and your internal factor. All these factors are not to be negotiated with. Your limitations are like that. It's like you're short. That is your limitation. You can still drink meds, but what if you still drink meds and then you still stay short? Well, that's your limitation. And so, what I want you to focus on is not to focus on your limitations, but to find them, acknowledge them, to allow yourself to lose, to know defeat, to know that, you know what, I'm not perfect. I'm not the person they think I am, and I'm not sure if I can reach that level of the so-set person of who they want me to become. But I can try. And despite these limitations that I figure out, I'm going to use what I have, my strength, to battle with others. Right? And when I'm back home, I'm going to sharpen, rebuild my weaknesses, try to find which one is which. Right? Which one I can make use of, which one I can make better, which one I can fix. And so you can turn these limitations into your strength. And if you cannot find your limitations, it means that you are going into battle without knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are. It's a 50-50 chance of winning and losing. But once you do what I do what I say, that means that you're going into battle as a person who is disciplined, who has mastered the art of self-control, who has known thyself, and knows the percentage of winning. That is how it works. And first you gotta find, and then you gotta acknowledge. And like I said, acknowledging is the hard part, because we all got big egos. We are all very proud of ourselves, and we don't like to count our failures and our flaws. But you gotta be there to count it, because if you can't count your flaws, you can't count your strength. It's like lying to yourself. And trust me, you do not want to go down that road. It's a road that once you go there, you can't come back. And so as a person talking to another person, as a human talking to another human, I suggest that you would find your limitations, acknowledge it, find your own strength, sharpen it, find your weakness, rebuild it.